Hampton with the European market update. Well, not really much has gone on in Europe so far, but I'll tell you, Asia, holy cow, can you say dollar melt up? I think this is all in response to Mr. Bernanke's comment, his speech on Friday. I got to tell you, that was some speech talking about oil, talking about the dollar. Oil's going to go down. The dollar's going to go up. What's he doing? Is he predicting stuff again? Last time I heard Bernanke, when he predicted stuff almost back in December and January, he said oil prices were going to come in. They only went to 145. So I really take what he says with a grain of salt. I think he's hoping and praying, like a lot of you traders out there, hope and pray in a bad position. Unbelievable. But the bottom line is he talked about the dollar. He spoke about how the dollar's going to gain ground. And this got the dollar momentum, baby. Now, the last I heard, isn't the head of the central bank supposed to keep his mouth quiet about the currency, and the Treasury is in charge of the currency? So, you know, this jawboning, that I like to call it, well, everyone calls it, but jawboning. In the end, this is going to not be good for the dollar. Obviously, things not going very well. Banks can't even borrow money, can't lend money. The spread in the LIBOR rate is just widening. Things in the credit crunch just are not getting any better. A year ago, basically people thought, hey, things are going to be much better a year from now. Where are all those commentators? I'd love to see them on TV. But I got to tell you, the dollar's looking very strong right now. Basically, it looks like the pound taking through that 185 level. That's a new reaction low, multi-month low. I got to believe that the euro's on its way to 143 now. That was my original price call. That's a 10% correction from the 160.40 highs. It's a Fibonacci retracement on a long-term basis back to that, 2006 level, 118 I think, around there, 38.2% retracement. So the euro looking very weak. Looks like it's going to roll over. We're getting a little dollar sell-off here. Oil was down almost $6 in this Georgian pipeline. Turkey got reinitiated, so oil is probably going to come under pressure. European stocks are down. U.S. equities are down. It just looks to me like dollar yen can't even get through 110. Carry trade is selling off here. Looks to me like that's probably going to continue. Hourly charts on the euro yen look a little stronger than that 160, 180 level. We break through there, we can Momo down. But I got to tell you, you look at these charts, we're dribbling up to exponential moving averages. Looks like we're going to go for the lows probably in the U.S. session. Watch for an early move before 7 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern. They might get ahead of it. We do have some numbers coming out in the U.S. Existing home sales, remember, that's 90% of the market in the housing sector in the U.S. So should that number be weak, I would imagine dollar yen, very heavy here, could probably come in. Dollar yen probably a decent short right here around 110 against this 110.60 level. I like that short. Euro Swiss looks like it's rolling over. Take a look at that short. And dollar Canada, that thing, the Looney's been the relative strength winner. I got to tell you, with oil coming in, Looney's probably going to play a little catch up. So I like that dollar Canada trade to the upside. I think if it takes out Friday's lows, look out below, baby. But I got to tell you, commodity currencies certainly now catching up. Friday they held up fairly well. I see Euro Sterling, I think, has a chance to break lower. As long as it doesn't break through this 80 level, I think Euro Sterling looks like a nice short as well. And I think that the more we look at this situation, the more we look at what's going on in the world, I guess you could say Russia, saber rattling, and money's going to flow back to the U.S. because Europeans, they're all scared chickies because, they're not going to stand up to the Russians. They never did in the 17, 18, and 1900s. What makes a difference now? So the U.S. is obviously going to have to do NATO's job, so maybe the dollar's going to rally from that. I don't know what the reason is, but the bottom line is the U.S. dollar over the course of the last 6 years has had a tremendous sell-off against the euro. So what we're seeing now is a retracement in a long-term bull market, but again, retracements go further than everyone thinks, further and deeper. So again, this euro dollar, we had a nice bounce. It looked like the dollar was going to sell off. I was pretty bearish on the dollar, but I got to tell you, with the technicals lining up the way they are, with the way things look, with Bernanke's comments, it's probably going to last until Tuesday. We might get a turnaround Tuesday, and there's a ton of data this week, ton of U.S. data this week, and I think that should this data not be good, Philly Fed was pretty good, that was better, but durable goods coming up this week, GDP coming up this week for the U.S., big data, market moving events, baby. But for now, in the next couple of hours until my next broadcast, looks like the dollar's going to, dribble a little bit lower. I'm looking for another bar down, though. That euro dollar cable all bouncing, dribbling higher. Boom. looks like it's going to retest the lows. We'll see. I'll be back in a couple of hours with a little recap of U.S. preview to the U.S. equity opening. But for now, again, big story. Again, Bernanke carry forward. This guy Buter, though, very interesting comments he made, absolutely trashing them. They wanted to fire